You're 25, maybe 26, maybe 27, and you're watching everyone else win while you're still trying to figure out how to start. Your friends are getting promotions, buying cars, posting their wins on social media, and you're refreshing job sites at 2 a.m. You're watching tutorials you'll never finish. You're telling yourself next month will be different for the 12th time this year. You've done everything they said. You worked hard, you stayed focused, you sacrificed, and somehow you're still here, stuck, broke, invisible. If this is you, don't close this video, because what I'm about to tell you isn't another motivational speech. It's the truth no one wants to say out loud. There's something cruel about being 25 and failing, because at 18, failure was expected. People smiled and said, "You're young, you'll figure it out." At 21, they were still patient. But at 25, the questions change. What are you doing with your life? When are you going to get serious? Don't you think it's time to settle down? And the worst part? You're asking yourself the same questions. You wake up with plans, big plans. You're going to apply for 10 jobs today. You're going to finish that project. You're going to finally start that business. But by noon, you've scrolled through social media for 2 hours, seen everyone else's success, and now you can't even remember why you thought you could make it. The rejection emails pile up. The opportunities disappear. The ideas die in your notes app. And every single day, you feel yourself falling further behind. You're not lazy. You're not stupid. You're just tired. Tired of trying and failing. Tired of hoping and being disappointed. Tired of being 25 and having nothing to show for it. Here's what's killing you. You think you're supposed to have it figured out by now. You think 25 is late. You think everyone else got the memo except you. You think there's some secret formula, some hidden door, and you just weren't invited. So you keep chasing. You jump from one thing to another. YouTube tells you to do drop shipping. Your cousin says real estate. Your friend says crypto. Another guru promises results in 90 days. And you try, God, you try, but nothing sticks, nothing works. And each failure confirms what you're starting to believe. Maybe you're just not meant for this. Maybe success is for other people. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." But that sounds nice when you're an emperor. What about when you're 25, broke, and your family is asking when you'll get a real job? Here's what I learned the hard way and what the Stoics understood 2,000 years ago. You're not failing. You're being rebuilt. Every rejection, every setback, every project that didn't work, it's not evidence that you're worthless. It's evidence that you're in the fire. And fire doesn't destroy iron. It forges it. Epictetus, who was born a slave and became one of history's greatest philosophers, said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." You're 25 and nothing is working. Good, because if everything worked at 25, you'd be arrogant at 30. You'd be fragile at 40. You'd be empty at 50. The people who win early often lose late because they never learned resilience. They never developed patience. They never understood that real success isn't about speed, it's about sustainability. But here's the part that will change everything. Stop measuring yourself by what you have. Start measuring yourself by who you're becoming. You applied for 50 jobs and got rejected. You learned persistence. You started 3 businesses that failed. You learned courage. You're broke but still trying. You learned that your worth isn't in your bank account. Seneca said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." Your 20s aren't supposed to be your peak, they're supposed to be your training ground. And right now, you're in the hardest part of the training. I'm going to tell you something you won't hear from motivational speakers. Most of what you're trying right now will fail, not because you're doing it wrong, but because that's how discovery works. You don't find the right path by knowing where to go, you find it by eliminating where not to go. Thomas Edison failed 10,000 times before the light bulb worked. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers. Colonel Sanders was rejected 1,009 times before someone bought his chicken recipe. He was 62. You're 25.
You have time, but only if you stop treating every failure like a final verdict. Here's the Stoic reframe. Nothing is working actually means I'm still searching. I keep failing actually means I keep trying. I'm 25 and broke actually means I'm 25 and still in the game. The only real failure is quitting. Everything else is data. So what do you actually do with this? First, stop comparing. Delete social media for 1 week, just 1 week. You can't run your race while watching everyone else's highlight reel. Second, pick one thing, not 10 things. 1. The Stoics believed in focused effort. Seneca wrote, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere." Choose one skill, one path, one goal, and commit to it for 90 days. Not for results, for mastery. Third, redefine success. Success today isn't $1 million. It's showing up. It's applying when you're scared. It's creating when you feel worthless. It's staying in the fight when quitting feels easier. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his private journal, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." You're 25 and nothing is working. Then be the person who doesn't quit when nothing is working. That's not failure, that's character. I don't know when your breakthrough will come. Maybe it's next month, maybe it's next year, maybe it's 5 years from now. But I know this, every single person who made it through the darkness has one thing in common. They didn't quit at 25 when nothing was working. They kept going, not because they were special, but because they decided their story wasn't over yet. Your story isn't over, it's just getting started. If this video helped you today, subscribe to this channel, because we're building something here, a community of people who refuse to let darkness have the final word. Drop a comment and tell me, what's one thing you're not giving up on? Let's remind each other we're not alone in this. And remember, you're not behind, you're exactly where you need to be.